Hey, friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Wednesday, and today we're going to be talking about, oh gosh, I'm sorry. My camera, actually, the one that I usually use is not picking up. So it looks a little blurry. So I apologize for that. But great to see you, friends. Today we're going to be talking about engage and convert with using email and social media as your power play. It's definitely one of my, email is one of my favorite topics always. And then you add a little social to that, and that's a fantastic thing. I am streaming live here too. Where am I streaming live to? I'm streaming live to LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So wherever you're joining me from, whatever platform, drop a hello in the chat. I'd love to see who's here and where you're from. Also, please definitely use it for questions too, because I'm here to answer your questions as well. So my name is April Woodcock. I'm the owner of Touching Clients in Southeastern Connecticut, and I'm also a business partner with Constant Contact. I've been a business partner for almost 20 years. And it is one of, and 20 years is a long time to be a partner, right? But what I love about Constant Contact and kind of my relationship with them is how it serves small business owners. It has a great platform, great customer service. They're always evolving. And today's workshop presentation is in partnership with Constant Contact. So I like to be transparent and tell everybody up front there will be a little sales pitch to try a trial right at the end, and that there is a code for a discount. So, all right, let's get started here because I want to be respectful of your time. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. All right, my friends. So again, we're talking engage and convert, the email and social media power play for your business. And all right. So there is so many different platforms, right? We have social media. Let's talk social media and email marketing. They are a wonderful collaborative team. However, I think they each have their different caveats, pros and cons, right? So let's talk a little bit about kind of the social media element. Social media is going to help you reach more people. There's opportunities to go viral if you have great content, great engagement. A downside could be that you don't own the audience, right? So your followers, the people that you are, the followers that you're trying to watch your page, or people can see your content on a business account that might not actually follow your page. So, but you don't own them, right? So if the platform shut down, you've heard this before, that's it. How are you going to get in contact with them? The other thing too is the algorithm can limit your content, right? So it kind of dictates what people see. Obviously, if you're paying for ads, paying to play, you're definitely going to show up more. But it plays with the algorithms. Video is definitely something that gets a lot more reach, and we'll talk a little bit more about content here shortly. But what's nice is that you do have the ability to connect with people and have them be brand ambassadors and share your content. And sometimes the ROI, it's a marathon, it's a marathon. It takes a lot of time and energy sometimes to see all that work that you're doing in your content marketing. So with email marketing, it's an opt-in only. It's something where you own the list, somebody's raised their hand, they become a warm lead. They are like, yes, I'm interested in what you offer. And then your job from there is to build that know, like, and trust. Deliverability. You are actually going into their inbox and not just posting on a page and praying that the algorithm gods are going to see your content, right? You can also put long form content in there. And what I love about email, it helps drive organic traffic back to your website. And there's definitely a higher ROI, right? So about $36 that you can make per dollar spent. So the opportunity is there. So some of the things we're going to cover today, I'm going to talk a little bit about fine-tuning your social media profiles. We'll talk about content and narratives, kind of that, some suggestions on great content for you to take back to your platforms. And then really taking those social media followers where you have that amplified messaging where you can reach more and turning them into email subscribers, because then they're in your inbox and they are there. Again, a little bit about me. My name is April Woodcock. I own Touching Clients. We are a digital marketing agency here in Southeastern Connecticut. And we service small to medium-sized businesses through training. We do some managed services as well as websites and coaching. We do a lot of training. I do a lot of training. So if you're here for the first time, welcome, my friend. And if you're here tuning in and you've been here before, welcome back, my friend. It's always good to see you. And again, I am a authorized local expert with Constant Contact, and I've been a partner with them for almost as long as I've been in business. So, all right, so let's get started, and give me 1 second here. I'm just going to, I want to move my screen over here so I can definitely see the chat here with you guys. So I'm not missing out on that. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we're going to talk about how, kind of revamping. These are things that you probably already have done, but we're going to kind of hyper focus on some areas that can be really great for your profile, credibility, visibility, relevance. We all want to be relevant, right? And first impressions really, really do matter in what we do in our businesses, consistency and engagement. So let's talk a little bit about optimizing your profile. I think one of the almost missed opportunities as business owners, and I get it, friends, we wear many business hats, but is really taking the time to fill out your profile, complete your entire profile. It will take time up front. It's something where you're going to go back to and make changes as you maybe you take on a project, or maybe you're volunteering, or maybe your experience, you've added new services. So this is across all platforms. You want to make sure you complete the entire profile. If you have links for your website, your other social media channels, include those. Make sure you're filling it out, because it's only going to help people understand what you do and how you do it, and be able to access you and understand about all the awesome that you put into the universe to help others. Professional photos. So one of the things, so especially on your LinkedIn profiles, you're going to want to make sure that your headshot is a professional photo. Do not use a selfie. I mean, let's face it, iPhone cameras I'm sorry, you Android fans, but cameras can definitely take some decent pictures. You just don't want it to look like a selfie. How about that? But there's some great professional photographers out there in your local chambers and stuff that can definitely, they have, a lot of times they'll have a LinkedIn image, but I would encourage you to make sure that you have a professional headshot. The other thing too on your business profiles is make sure that you have a optimized logo, that your logo is there and it's clear and it's professional, and that you test it both on mobile and on your desktop. You definitely want to make sure that on whatever platform you're using, so Facebook, LinkedIn, X, YouTube, that you have a eye-catching background cover. And this is going to be your background cover here, right? So your background cover is going to help tell the story. I use Canva. Canva is one of my favorite tools. I actually have it. Actually, this presentation, I forgot, is in Canva. I use Canva for everything. And it does give you some really great templates to use that you can easily populate your information, look at super professional, and kind of fall within those guidelines. And then you want to make sure that you're using featured links, especially on LinkedIn. It's a missed opportunity. People don't realize that if you have videos, you can actually add your YouTube videos. You can add PDFs if you have list builders. There's lots of things that you can do to enhance your profile. So you want to take a step back and make sure that you're doing it for every profile and taking that time, especially on your LinkedIn profile. So you have your business page and you have your personal page on LinkedIn. And what I like about the LinkedIn personal profile, it's really your online resume, friends. So it's your online resume for you to brag about all your experience and all the things that you do. And people can really, they will search you out. If you have a meeting, people have viewed my LinkedIn profile prior to a meeting. They want to see what I'm all about, my experience. So just keep that in mind. That is definitely your online personal resume. And then you have your online, your LinkedIn business page as well. So with LinkedIn in particular, this is the featured section. When you are looking at your profile, there is a there is your summary, and then just under that, there's a featured section. You can put blog posts too. You can put links, again, the videos. And this is where, if you are writing blogs or creating regular content where it's long form, this is a great place to put it. And it's something that stays up at the top, but I would encourage you to maybe mark on your calendar to refresh that periodically, right? Let me see, I just want to, my StreamYard is giving me an error message here. So I was just checking. Okay. So I would encourage you to make sure that you use that featured element. It will definitely kind of optimize your profile and look at even more professional. Plus, it's also a great way to share your expertise and what you know about your field. The next thing, so let me see here. Give me 1 second. I don't know. Bear with me 1 second, friends, here. I'm not sure if something got out of order here. All right. Didn't get out of order, but interesting. Okay, so let's talk. I want to talk more about, I'm just looking on another screen here. I want to talk a little bit more about your profiles because there's some slides missing here for social media. So we're talking about LinkedIn here, but with, so sorry about that. I'm going to back up. So LinkedIn, we talked about the personal profile, the business page, same thing. You can definitely create a business page, customize your link. That is going to also make it easier for people to find you. You can share it on an image. You can share it on your website, your email, everything that you're reaching out to people. Now you also have Facebook, right? So Facebook is going to be your personal profile that you use for your friends. You can upgrade it to a content creator, so it's more public space, and it comes with, you know, you can get it verified. There's a paid version of Facebook. I use my Facebook business page. It's separate from my personal. I personally don't post stuff business related on my personal profile. However, that doesn't mean you can't. I would just choose one or the other of how you're going to work your business. I will tell you though, from a business page perspective, you have access to ads platform. You have, it's indexed by Google. There's lots of different templates you can choose from for your business. Also, the nice thing too is it connects Meta Business, has a whole kind of back end area that allows you to schedule content, and it allows you to connect with Instagram. So you can be posting stories and reels, and there's also a scheduling tool if that is your channel that you're using. But the key is, again, making sure that those profiles are filled out completely, hours of operation. You do not have to have your location if you are virtual, but you definitely want to have like by appointment only, again, making sure all those links are there. Then on your Instagram profile, you're going to have, so there's a few different types of account. You want a professional account. A professional account is going to give you the analytics, again, access to the Facebook page. In your bio, you can include links. So a lot of times what people do, because Instagram, you don't post links on your posts, you refer people to your bio link, right? And in your bio link, that's where you can have a few different links available to you. Plus, as you build followers on Instagram, it takes a little while, but you can also go live on the platform. And what's nice is kind of that meta universe, but Facebook and Instagram work together. But it really is about optimizing your profile. One thing that businesses forget when they put in their business profile, they actually, so for example, and this actually has it on here. So they have Talent Link, right? So they have Talent Link and they have talent and technology advisors. That is fine. That's totally the right way to do it. But I actually like this even better. I would take out, I would just use maybe that arrow for that box because I want my logo to stand out more. Because when I post on these social media channels as my business, I have my business name, right? So I want people to see my logo. I want people to start to remember me and not have, because if you think about it, when you post, it's very small to see kind of the logo that's there. So you want to try to, your goal should be to try to, if you can separate your logo from the text, have it be that way. So when you're posting, it's all the same. All right. We talked about, and then you have your YouTube channel. YouTube has, you want to create your YouTube channel. You want to make sure that you fill it out completely as well. And the other thing is you have TikTok and you have X. Just making sure that you fill it out. I do always recommend that you claim your social channels across all channels with your business name if possible. And if you're not going to use that channel because your audience is not there, then what I would say is I would encourage you to put a pinned post and tell people where to find you with a link. That way, if something changes, kind of audiences shift on the social platform, then you can go to and be on that platform and already have your business name collected there. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, and is there any questions on kind of the platforms and optimizing the profiles? All right, so let's talk about captivating content. So really, content has changed. It continues to change, right? The best types of content is human connected content. We live in this world of AI, which is definitely an invaluable tool in our productivity, giving us new ideas. Unfortunately, I've seen a big shift in the social platforms where a lot of people are using AI. And I get it. People are busy working. I actually talked to somebody today at the gym, and she was saying, she was like, it's so hard to find the time to post on social media and really be consistent. And she was talking a little bit about AI. And I think AI is a great tool, but it's become saturated with AI posts that all look the same. So you want to start thinking out how you can use AI as the tool to make that human connection, to really tell a customer story. Behind the scenes is great. So, like if I were to do a behind the scenes, you would see, I have one dog in my office right now. I have my window open. It's super hot. And like behind the scenes of what you're doing is helpful. If you saw my desk, you could take a picture of your desk. You could take a picture of you working with a client, your journey of how you got into business. It's funny when I tell my story of how I came into marketing. My husband and I have been serial entrepreneurs, and we've done a few variety of different businesses over the years. And marketing has kind of been, again, we've been in business almost 20 years. So a long time. And the evolution has been interesting, but that is something that you can share on social media. Also, user-generated content. That's content that somebody else created that you're sharing, and you're helping tell their story. Also, especially in your industry, as entrepreneurs, and even if we work in the corporate world, we're always learning new things in our industry. If it's helpful to your audience, that also builds your credibility. So look to attract new clients by sharing content and building those collaborative relationships. Some other things that are great, live Q&As. Now, live Q&As can be a wonderful thing because you can either do it yourself, bring on a guest and have a conversation, which that type of content can escalate into a whole few different things. You can escalate that into shorts for kind of short form videos that you can put on stories. You could make a reel out of it to promote your business, and kind of that Q&A. You can put it on YouTube, and that definitely helps. And especially if you're collaborating with somebody, but live Q&A sessions are great because they're automatically recorded, and then you can repurpose that copy. Seasonal is always great. Thematic stories, as you go into different seasons, nonprofits, they have Giving Tuesday. I mean, they have lots of different things that they're celebrating in their organizations, but Giving Tuesday is one, right? Seasonal, it comes December. And so you can really kind of capture the attention with people building onto that. Interactive stories or polls, where if you're posting stories on like Facebook, you can actually use your phone, but there's also apps where you can go ahead and you can and then you can have you can add stickers and things like that. And then educational on how to. Here's the thing, friends. It's the 80-20 rule of content, right? You want to be building that educational story of really kind of sharing what you do and how you do it. You don't have to give all the tea and share everything in your toolbox, but you want to be able to educate your clients and really kind of show potential clients, warm them up to learning more from you and wanting more from you. That 20% is your sales related, right? So that might be you have a paid webinar, or maybe you have a product that you're selling. But here's the thing, friends, it's really in the presentation. So we say 80-20, but really you're 100% marketing all of the time in Essential. It's just how you do it and what you're comfortable with. But if you can bring that human touch into it, it's going to make a world of difference of people connecting with you. And not everything has to be new in each channel. That's the nice thing. You can repurpose on social media. So a lot of times what I do is I will post maybe a blog post on Facebook, and then I'll repurpose it and post it on LinkedIn, but not always on the same day, because I want to mix it up in case I have people on multiple platforms. And if they are on multiple platforms, great, they're going to see my blog post twice. So you can definitely repurpose it. And then you can also repurpose it into an email. So I love content. We don't need these big websites nowadays, but I do think blog content still helps with SEO and kind of that knowledge. And if you're writing content, why not put it on your website and then pull from it? You can get 10, 15 different types of social posts that you can repurpose. Your email can deliver the blog to your already warmed up leads that signed up and drive it back to your website, and vice versa. So it doesn't have to be new, which is because it does take a lot of time to do content. And here's what I just talked about. I got a little ahead of myself because I get excited. So it can be repurposed into a lot of different things. You can also take testimonials, repurpose them over time. Evergreen content is great. When you're writing blog posts nowadays, because of the AI suggestions, it's suggested you use FAQs in your blog posts. So AI can make hopefully make recommendations if all of your other I's are dotted and T's are crossed. But FAQs are great to put into content. Your frequently asked questions that your clients ask, or people that don't know you that maybe they've asked about what you do. It's also what I like about FAQs. It's actually a great opportunity to fine tune your elevator speech, right? I work with a group and we were doing networking, and I had online networking. We wrote a synopsis of the how to create your elevator speech. And people they're so intimidated by it. But here's the thing, friends, you already get asked these questions. So it's just you needing to tell your story of how you help them, because you're already helping them. You're probably answering these questions all the time. You just kind of need to put it together. Short form videos, they are definitely a great place to capture attention. So short form videos are going to be like your stories, your YouTube channel, your YouTube shorts. You can create tips. You see them all the time. I don't know about you, but sometimes I go down a rabbit hole, which is not a good thing, but short form videos can be great. Testimonials and case studies are fantastic to share. People love social proof of what your product has helped, who it's helped, or your service. Live streams, again, are great, which this is a live stream here. I know I have some friends here from Alignable. And then you have your interactive polls and quiz carousel posts. So kind of just some framework of effective social posts. This is actually a great formula. Your hook is to grab attention, relatable problems. So you want to make sure that you're answering the problem, addressing the problem that they have. And then you're offering a solution of how you can help them. And then a call to action. The call to action does not need to be go to our website, our blog, buy this. It can be definitely a little bit more creative, like, hey, are you feeling the same way? Drop a comment in the comments below. Excuse me. So this is a great formula to kind of match. And here's an example of a lunch and learn. So running a business, is all fun and games until you're juggling a million things at once. While we can't fix your pile of paperwork, sorry, see, little personal humor, we've got you covered when it comes to growing your business through word of mouth. So talked about the problem, starting to give the solution, right? Grab some lunch and let's win. Join David Charis, our Director of Small Business Success, for a free 30-minute session. So it's offering a solution and why you should sign up. So this formula is definitely something, if you do it over and over, you get really good at it. And here's just some more. I'm not going to read these to you, all of them, but you can kind of get an idea. Like a hook, they're using a percentage, right? Did you know that 85% of small businesses overpay on their taxes? And then it's talking about the problem, and then it's getting into the solution. And then you have kind of the call to action. This one in particular is about joining your email list. People forget to ask people to join their email list. And if you remember, friends, what happens when they join your email list, they're a warm lead. Here's an example for a nonprofit. Did you know that over 6 million animals enter shelters every year, but only half of them find forever homes? That is a terrible statistic. It's very sad. It's very emotional. I'm a dog person, so that makes me sad. And then it has kind of the solution: subscribe for updates to their email. The reason that they're asking for the subscribe is because what happens is you want people to donate, right? So you want people to donate to the cause. Plus, you want to give homeless dogs an opportunity to have a foster or an adoptee. E-commerce, what's more fun than cozying up with the family and matching holiday pajamas? I raise my hand, I do that. But again, another call to action. This is where you're mixing that email and social media to get people into your list. Some other ways to find content is you kind of have that create versus curate. So creating content, this is where I definitely feel like AI can help you with that, come up with ideas. I need social media ideas for how to create the best subject line, and it's going to feed out, and then you're going to get some ideas. The other thing too is curating content, where maybe you are curating content by doing some research and kind of looking where you can share other people's content, which that also helps to drive views on your social media. So that's an opportunity as well. And then you have kind of looking at your competitors. I do competitive analysis all the time. I'd encourage you to put it on your kind of calendar, or even quarterly, to look at the competitors, see what they're doing, and make sure that you are look at what they're doing, get ideas. That's a great way to get social content, not to copy them, but to see what's working for them or what they're not doing, because it's an opportunity. If they're not doing live streams, maybe that's where you can pick up and be like, oh, you know what? If I do live streams, I can try to reach bigger audiences. The other thing too is when you have groups, if you use groups on LinkedIn or Facebook, you can definitely you can join groups that have like-minded topics to see what resonates within the audience, or you can create your own group, have people come to it and start sharing some content ideas and see what resonates and get that feedback for yourself. So AI is definitely going to help with the heavy lifting, right? So ChatGPT, there's free Google Gemini. Trend Spotters is another one. These are AI tools that are going to help you. Then there's BuzzSumo, which a lot of people forget. So it's kind of funny when we kind of started concentrating heavily on the AI side of things, where it was like ChatGPT, Magi, Gemini, Copilot. Some of these other things people forget about, but BuzzSumo is a great tool. You can actually highlight certain, like Forbes.com, certain websites where you can get fresh content in one stream and kind of go through it. Google Trends is also a great thing to see what topics are trending. That's going to help give you ideas to be able to create more current content. Content generators and campaign builder and constant contact is also a great tool. It's going to help you so constant contact has, when you start putting in an idea, it'll help you generate some ideas for content. It'll also kind of create, it does, it's crazy actually. It will create, if I say, and this is just, I'm going to use an event as an example, but if I say I'm having an event on Wednesday, May 20th about kind of the power of email and social together, and kind of that playbook, and it's going to be a live stream and a webinar, and I give it kind of some details. What happens is all of a sudden, magically, Constant Contact thinks about it. It's AI. And then all of a sudden I have social posts. I have an email campaign. It'll help me create an event page, and it does all the work for me. Now, it sets it up. So I want to say this, you're going to have to go back and fill it in, but it's better than having to create one by one. It actually creates it. It makes recommended days to send your email for your posts. So it's a very cool time-saving things, and that's AI working with you. Again, it doesn't do all the heavy lifting, but it definitely helps save some time there. So thinking about how often you post, obviously different platforms are different, and I am a firm believer in consistency and quality. Facebook, you could post up to 2 times a day. I think it's really all of these, when you're looking at your social media channels, it's not just about the posting so much as it also is about the engagement, the reach, the analytics that you're getting. But 1 to 2 times a day on Facebook. And Instagram, 1 to 2 times. Stories, you can do multiple times a day. People just click through. Stories actually they impress me the amount of views they get, especially if you're using that as a kind of, you have your post and then you're using stories more often. It's insane the amount of, and Facebook has stories as well as Instagram. X, 3 to 5 times a day. Why? What's the difference between the other platforms? X is a very fast moving social channel. The content decays much quicker. So that means people are scrolling through tweets, following different hashtags. LinkedIn, once a day is more than enough. Excuse me, TikTok. Who's a TikToker out there? 1 to 3 per day. That's really, if you want to start building your influence there. And here's the thing, friends, you don't have to do all the channels. So just remember that. I would really kind of, if you have 3 channels and none of them are performing well the way that you want them to, I would look and say, okay, take a look at where your audience is and where you have your most engagement of those 3, and then spend time concentrating on that channel to get that momentum up, and it will make a world of difference. And then go back and add the second channel. So it really is about, you don't have to be everywhere active. You just need to be active where your audience is, and don't overdo it, because then you're setting yourself up for failure. Obviously, if you hire a social media manager, they're going to help you with some of that. But I know small business budgets, and I also know that it's time, right? So pick a platform that you have the time to work with. Kind of general, these are general. Now, these are general, but you're going to always monitor your analytics to see, how well you're doing. So midday during the week is good for Facebook. Weekend and evenings is great for Instagram. And I actually, I do know that Instagram stories perform way better after 5 o'clock because people are out of work, right? So, which is kind of nice, because then they're not at work on their phone. During the week and in the morning, X does its best reach end of week in the morning for LinkedIn, and early morning and late at night for TikTok. And that goes towards users, right? So you have teens, young adults that are up way past their bedtime, or my bedtime anyways. But the big thing is figuring out where your audience is and using those posting guidelines. So definitely dedicate time to going outside of your page on social media. That's a big thing. People miss that step, and it's really an important step. What does that mean? That means when you're following, if you're following different businesses that are local in your community, or that are similar to your business but not necessarily a competitor, definitely look to make comments. What's nice, remember I talked a little bit about the logo being the primary and take the text out. It makes a world of difference when you're posting. When you are posting, they're going to see your logo, and you can see like this constant contact example, right? They use constant contact, and then that's their logo, although the blue is over that. But go outside of your page, make comments, talk about, offer some tips. Do not be spammy and sell yourself, but definitely, share your skills and kind of your mindset or your expertise with people. And that is a great way to get people on your social channels. All right, so now let's talk more about kind of the social media followers to email addresses. So social is kind of amplified. You get to reach more people, right? But those more people, you want to come into your email because the money is in the list. And people subscribe for various reasons. Discounts and offers. Raise your hand. I know you all do that. Come on. Exclusive content. So that could be where they sign up for, a guide on 20 tips to making the most awesome email template. So it's exclusive content, right? And really the caveat is they're going to provide you their email address. Or it could be from a nonprofit perspective where people sign up to support a cause and get more information and stay. Now, this is why they subscribe. Your goal is after they subscribe is to make sure that they know exactly how often you're going to email them, that you are going to email them and be consistent, because in the inbox means a whole heck of a lot more than it does on social media, because you don't know of your 1,000 followers who's actually seeing your content. You can create forms to collect the information with a sign-up form. The best thing you can do is keep it simple. I don't even use a last name. I use first name, email, and that's it to get people started. That is the goal. I want them. Why is it simple to get started? Because I want to build their know, like, and trust. And so just a first name allows me to personalize my communication to them. On your form, you're going to talk about whatever it is your call to action, but you're also going to let them know how often or what they're expecting in terms of communication. The nice thing about using an email service provider, it will have some general, like when they submit this form, you're not selling their email. So there's some privacy stuff on there that's going to help protect you. Also, when you're using an email service provider, they can easily opt out if they decide it's not what they expected. You can consider collecting phone numbers if you are thinking about SMS campaigns. So here's the thing about SMS campaigns. That's the text message marketing. What's nice is when you collect a phone number, it is required for an email address as well. So you get the kind of 2 for 1. But if you're just getting started, I would encourage you to just start with a simple name and an email. That's a great way to try to collect some information. And then you can also down the road collect more information. But just make sure you set yourself up for success, that you're not saying you're going to do monthly and then you do weekly. So be clear on that, of how often you're going to email. And maybe, so you might say, I'm going to email once a week, or I'm going to email every other week, a newsletter with periodic event updates and product sales. That opens the door. You've covered your bum that they might receive more communications. So Linktree is a great resource to also use on social media. You can actually, especially on Instagram, because what Linktree allows you to do is you can put it in your Instagram bio, but you can also have your other social media channels, your sign up for your email. You can highlight different blog posts or products or services right on your Instagram bio. And what's nice also is when you do a form, it also so you can embed a form in your website. You can use the link for your social media, but you can also use the link in your stories for Instagram. So and Facebook. So if you decide that you're going to do stories, you can actually add the link for them to sign up right in the story. Pretty easy. It goes to the form and it opens up. And the other thing too is that, forms are super easy to create. You don't need a lot of, and of course, like I'm speaking from my experience with Constant Contact. There's other forms, and I've used other email service providers, and some are easier than others. Constant Contacts I love because they give you a template. Boom, bada bing, bada boom, and it's done. And then what I would encourage you to do is consider sending an automated email. What happens is, basically, this happens to all of us when you fill out a form. Most of us, if they've set it up correctly, you submit your form, you get a message on your screen or on your mobile phone that says, thanks for signing up. We're so glad you're here. Maybe there's directions, maybe there's a video, depends how somebody sets up the thank you page. So that's the next screen. Then after that, you can have an immediate email send, welcome to our list, and tell a little bit more about your business. And then this is where you can, if you've offered a coupon, you're going to put your coupon code. If you offered a downloadable ebook, you're going to put that. And then from there, you can also create a few more automated emails over the next week or so that you can tell a little bit more about your organization. If you do presentations, or if you do coaching, if you offer, free evaluations, or maybe it's another product coupon to use at a future date. So what's nice about those automated campaigns is, although you're setting them up, it takes a little time to set them up, and it's really the content, right? The kind of, because typically what you're going to do when you use email marketing, you're going to have a few templates. You're going to set those templates up so they're ready to go and you can put your content in. But it keeps people engaged, right? And people are going to know right away whether or not you're a good fit for them, but it's helping build trust. It's not that they're submitting an email and it's going into the abyss. So email marketing for sending, it definitely is something where it's personal for every business, but You definitely want to make sure that you're considering your audience. You're also considering your behind the scenes. How often can you realistically create an email and get it out in a timely manner? And also set the expectations. You definitely want to make sure you will do that on your form. Once they go to your thank you page, I'd reiterate it again that how often they're going to receive it, not necessarily on your thank you page, but that welcome email. That's always a great place to start. Best time to send. What's nice about analytics, it's going to start tracking when you send an email. It'll tell you the most engaged times. Typically, kind of a general average, Tuesday through Thursday between 10 and 3 are good times to send your email campaigns. However, you might want to send a Friday morning email. It's how you kind of set it up for success. Here's the thing. I have clients that send Sunday emails. They send them Sunday at 11. Sunday at 11, Sunday at 11. So it's consistent in their audience. They've trained their audience of when the email comes. So just keep that in mind. You're going to find the best time. And what's nice about an email service provider is as you've done a few emails, it's going to say, send at your best time. And you like click a button in Constant Contact, you click a button and it will send it at your best time. The only thing you have to be mindful of is different time zones. So there is opportunities to kind of send it, depending upon the platform, to have it send during like 8 a.m. during, whatever time zone they're in. Some quick ways to kind of share are adding your social links, adding shareable buttons to your email. So you've sent some content at the bottom or at the top or in the middle, you can actually add where they can share. You can kind of have pre-populated content that when they hit share, it's pre-populated and it will have a certain image of that content. And then they can share your email. And what's nice about that is you can actually, believe it or not, on your email have a sign up where people can sign up for your email as well. So now you're sharing it. Now they're sharing it and you can encourage them to share it. You can see that they've shared it, but then now whoever sees it has the opportunity to sign up for your email. So just another way to kind of reach more people. All right. And kind of as we wrap up here, we want to amp up your social and email, right? So you're going to focus on storytelling, that human connection. Go back to case studies, go back to behind the scenes, talk about how it resonates with certain clients. Whatever your service, your product is, whatever your offering is, connect it to a human element to tell that story. It's going to get more engagement. It's going to get people more interested in what you have to say. Definitely want to stay consistent on social media. Don't pop in for 3 weeks and then get out. It gets harder to get that algorithm back up and meeting those, getting people to engage on your content. It's about quality over quantity. And definitely look at AI. And if you're not using it, you want to consider using it. And if you are using it, look at how you're using it. Are you using it to create those ideas and kind of amplify your messaging, but then take it out and make it your own so it sounds like you and not AI? I never encourage you to copy and paste. I never encourage you to take, AI has a tendency to give you a million emojis. Take those out. You want it to be human. You want it to be readable, but you don't want it to feel spammy either. All right. So Constant Contact has a variety of things. I did tell you at the beginning there would be an offer here. So you get big marketing results with Constant Contact, my friends. Email, automation, social media, scheduling, and then digital ads, surveys, and a lot more. It actually has some SEO tools as well. And it integrates with a lot of different tools. So it will integrate with Google Ads. It integrates with Canva, my favorite tool. It integrates with Salesforce. And also it integrates with some other tools, so many nonprofit tools. I can't think of the one off my head, Eventbrite, but it also has an event manager where you can manage events and payments through them as well. So if you are not using Constant Contact, please feel free to scan the QR code. There is use 330p. You get 30% off 3 months for your business. And also, if you have an account, drop me a message. I'm going to put my email in here. You're welcome to drop me a message. And I'm happy to take a look at what you're doing and offer you some suggestions on email, because I think it's always great to have people get a second pair of eyes on your email. So let me spell my name right here. And I'm going to drop my website here in the chat as well. All right. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat here. And let's see. I have this error message, so I'm hoping that you guys, yeah, it keeps coming up. Why is, it's like Facebook is the issue, is what I see. So, all right, my friends. Well, I appreciate everyone's time today. Again, my name is April Woodcock, and I do webinars weekly. So I do one for touching clients, my business. Well, yesterday we actually did subject lines on demand, that demand open rate. So that was a pretty good one, although we're doing email and social today. But I do constant contact webinars twice a month. If you are on Alignable, I'd love to connect with you. If you're on LinkedIn, I'd love to connect with you. If you are watching from YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel, because then you'll get notified of upcoming live streams as well. Because even though I do webinars, I stream them live, and these webinars are all free. My touching clients ones, I definitely try to keep them to 30 minutes or under. Constant contact ones are a little bit longer, depending upon the topic. So my friends, I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for stopping by. I don't see that there's questions here in the chat. So I appreciate you, and I hope, let me stop sharing my screen here. All right, thank you again for coming by. Have a great rest of your week. If you are celebrating Memorial Day, I hope that you get a long weekend. And if there's anything I can do for you, feel free to drop by my website at touchingclients.com. Reach out awoodcock@touchingclients.com. I'm here to help, and I love talking about digital marketing and helping small businesses. Have a great day, friends. Go.